Hello, AP Psychology students, and welcome to something we all want to talk about, puberty. Adolescence. We're doing human growth development, so we're going to talk about adolescence, and we're going to look at very awkward pictures of me. That's my 8th grade photo. I'm not sure why I'm wearing a watch, but, good times. So let's get into this. The period between puberty and adulthood is called adolescence, or being a teenager, or being crazy, or hormonal, whatever you want to call it. The physiology of adolescence is the pituitary gland stimulates hormones to start puberty. Basically, when you go from being a child to an adult, very plainly, you go from being able to basically not reproduce to being able to reproduce. Sex hormones start the primary sex characteristics, which is the primary thing that goes on in puberty, along with the secondary sex characteristics, which are the outward things you would see, like a deeper voice, hair under your arms, things like that. For girls, ovulation and menstruation starts. The average age is about 12 years and 8 months. The first menstruation is called menarche. Production of sperm, which is usually present in night emissions. Let's not dwell on that very long. And the growth of genitals is for age 14 years and 6 months for boys. So girls, you're about 2 years ahead of the boys there in terms of, all that good stuff and maturity and growth. Both ages are younger than the past, and there's a lot of theories. There's a lot of studies out there on why. One big reason may be that maybe makes a little more sense is before most people hit puberty, their body stores fat to kind of fuel that growth, that growth spurt we're going to talk about. And with our childhood obesity rates going up, it can almost trick the hormones of the body that there's so much fat that it's almost time to start producing that growth and that movement into adulthood. And so that's those issues with childhood obesity. It's also with these hormones that young men and women get their peak or their activation of their sexual desire. So here's some more fun pictures. This one here, 8th grade. 9th grade, didn't know I wore the same shirt 2 years in a row. Different hairstyle. There's my freshman year of baseball. Oh boy, awkward years. As you can maybe tell, I was a very late bloomer. This is my sophomore year, and I don't have any problems with my knees. I was in triple thread, which you basketball guys know what that is. So adolescent growth first. The more obvious changes are, the voice cracking, the face changing, the substantial growth in height and weight. So the development of physical appearance in adults. For boys, they get development of the Adam's apple, facial hair, all that good stuff. So this adolescent growth spurt, most kids gain a little bit of fat before puberty. So they get a little chubby in middle school or even into high school, depending on when they hit puberty. Then height and weight shoots up. For boys, on average, in their biggest year of growth, they grow 4 inches and gain 26 pounds. For girls, they gained 3.5 inches in height and gain on average 20 pounds. And that's always an average. There's always unique things. I grew 4 inches between this summer and the next school year, which you'll see in the next picture. So here's my sophomore year. I think I clocked in at 6 foot tall right here. Come back my junior year and I was 6'4". Your brain grows as well. And so here's that transformation. There's my junior year. I grew so fast I kind of lost the ability to catch the basketball, which was a problem. I had to relearn how to do that. So going through puberty out of sync with one's peers can cause a lot of issues. Is it better to be too soon or too late? Or is it, everyone wants to be about the same time as their peers, but if you're too soon, you look out of place. You might dominate middle school sports and get this false sense of I'm really, really good, and then everyone else catches up and you didn't work on your game. If you're too late, you might be behind in terms of development, in terms of brain and understanding algebra and then also sports and things like that. Is it more difficult for boys or girls? Boys to be early or girls to be early or vice versa. Brain development, there's new connections being made in the brain while others are being pruned away. There's a lot of consolidation going on in the brain. So a lot of the stuff from childhood is going away. Thinking becomes more efficient, not because, wow, don't look at that there, I'm sorry. And then you also find that the growth of the prefrontal cortex, which is here, which is our judgment center, our highest, most human element of our brain. For males, it probably keeps going to about age 28. For girls, about age 21, 22. I also get the limbic system, which is our emotional processing, are still developing. This is my senior year here, my senior photo, class of '96, because I'm an old person. Um, the psychology of adolescence. We think this is the storm and doom and gloom kind of time. Violent crime among teens has dropped. Self-esteem seems to be pretty stable. Teens tend to drift away from their parents and spend more time with their peers. It's pretty normal, especially once they get that all-powerful magical driver's license and they can go do their own things. They're definitely going to hang out with their friends a lot more. And so is it really a carefree period of happiness, or is it storm and stress? Studies show that 80% of teenagers are relatively happy. Now, I wonder if that's pretty old data. Our book is a little bit old. It's dated. It's from the previous decade. They're showing that Zoomers, you Gen Zers, that you have the same anxiety levels as 50s mental ward patients, as institutionalized people. So maybe this data is not accurate. I'm not sure. Or maybe you guys are just pretending, or you're exaggerating a little bit. I don't know. Some problem areas. Definitely parent-child conflicts. Kids want to be independent. They want to do their own things, and yet they still need a little guidance. They need a little bit of help. Mood changes. Absolutely a lot of things going on in terms of happy and sad. And it's pretty normal, especially with the body changing. And there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of difficult things going on in your life, especially coming to the end of your school career and trying to figure out what you got to do for the rest of your life. There's a lot of pressure on you. And then risky behavior. Kids do a lot of dumb things. And it's not that they're stupid, it's just that the reward is too enticing to them. Teenagers fully understand that there are consequences. There are bad things that can happen, but to them, because that prefrontal cortex is not fully developed, that reward is way more enticing. And so they make poor decisions a lot of time. So make good decisions. Boys tend to externalize their emotions. We try to express them, we show them. And girls try to internalize them. They keep it in. Very stereotypical. Who knows if that's really true? Here's some more awkward photos just for you to make fun of me. That's on the internet. There's my prom picture. Got inducted to NHS. And then we went to Ewish's for a senior trip. Yay. All right. So I want you to go through this. I want to see if you're an adult, because you are almost 18 years old. This is from Julia Lykoth, Hames, her How to Raise an Adult, Break Free from the Overlapping Overparenting Trap, and Prepare Your Kids for Success. She was a Stanford admissions officer for 20 years, and she was overwhelmed at how little kids could do over the years. And so to be an adult, you got to be able to do all of these things. If you're 18-year-old, you have to be able to talk to strangers. I know your parents told you stranger danger, but you got to be able to do it. 18-year-olds must be able to find their way around without the help of Google, or with the help of Google. You must be able to manage your own assignments, your workload, and your deadlines. You shouldn't have a checklist and a to-do list from mom and dad. You're 18, you should be able to do it yourself. An 18-year-old must be able to contribute to the running of a household. Do you do chores? Do you laundry? Do you cook? Do you clean? Do you do the dishes? Can you make your bed? Can you pick up your room yet? Gonna have to do that. An 18-year-old must be able to handle interpersonal problems. You having a problem with a boss or a coworker or a girlfriend or boyfriend? Mom and dad can't help you out. You need to handle it yourself. You must be able to cope with the ups and downs of everything. School, work, love life, you name it. There's going to be ups and downs. There's pits and valleys, and then peaks and mountains and all that good stuff too. You must be able to earn and manage money. I don't know if you guys know anything about credit, but you might want to learn about it. And then you must be able to take risk. It's scary, especially when you have to apply for a job or ask someone out on a date. You can't just swipe left or right all the time, or go to farmersonly.com. You don't have to be lonely, by the way. City folk just don't get it. If you have any questions, let me know. That's all I got. Next time we'll be doing adulthood. Take care.